It's often exciting to see a visually interesting musical extravaganza that is undoubtedly the work of its director's imagination, so it can be disappointing when that wild swing results in something underwhelming. Jeremy Jasper has constructed an entire world and society to place his songs, but the story in Odessa just never takes off as we jump from one musical sequence to the next. Very quickly, the movie becomes more frustrating than entertaining, and the potential heart of the story does not quite materialize. As a result, it's hard to care much about the characters and anything that happens to them. A lot of the movie rests on Sadie Sink to carry it as the title character. Admittedly, she does give a decent performance, showing someone trying to figure out her place in this Orwellian world and the colorful city she winds up in. She also shows her skill performing the songs, and this likely won't be her final musical role. However, she is given a very underwritten character to work with, and that particularly hurts the scenes she shares with Kelvin Harrison Jr. Even though they're meant to become this romantic couple, there's a lack of chemistry that makes it unbelievable that they formed this connection. The songs themselves are quite nice to listen to, even though many of them sort of meld together. The problem is the way Jasper constructs and edits the film. The entire movie does have the feel of a bunch of country music videos stitched together, and there is a lack of flow driving us from one scene to the next. Maybe as individual music videos or short films, these could have worked, but the feature-length narrative presented here is awkwardly told, and the emotions are not earned. The post-apocalyptic society presented here is not an interesting one, with an emphasis on wild colors to try to make it stand out. However, the settings leave a lot to be desired. The film's villain is clearly modeled after Big Brother from 1984 with his controlling messages on the television. The choice to have him be the host of an American Idol type show has potential, but even with an over-the-top performance from Murray Bartlett, we don't get much insight into his evil motivations for putting on this big show, and he becomes a surprisingly standard movie dictator. Regina Hall also hams it up as his closest henchwoman, and her performance is more perplexing than intimidating. All these aspects add up to a largely irritating experience. It's a shame Odessa largely underwhelms in giving us an interesting musical delight, because one could see Jeremy Jasper's imagination on screen. You can tell he put a lot of thought into the society he devised for this film, but the world building never rises above surface level, and the main romance that develops between Sink and Harrison especially does not amount to much. We're largely given a series of musical montages that struggle to connect to the overall story in a meaningful way. After a while, the movie becomes tedious and annoying rather than something that leaves one humming and emotionally invested in the personalities on screen.